I've been thinking about our music recently as like the five stages of grief. If it's like the first album is like denial, and then the White Trash EP is like anger, then this one's like bargaining.
I'm Eric Chan and you are listening to Inlet Wire, your direct line to BC artists. In this episode, I've got Nima from the band Hillsboro. This band has changed a lot since the first release, and with the newer material, it sounds like they are pushing into a different chapter.
In my head, we're almost like a new band just because of like how much has changed with this new stuff we're putting out, but at the same time, it's kind of been like the same friend group for like 6 years.
That shift is not just in the songs, it's in how they think about the band now too.
Well, some things have changed a lot, and some things I'm surprised how little they've changed. The thing that's probably changed the most, just that like we know what we want more now, I think. We're more focused about what we're interested in like pursuing. I think when we first started, it was kind of like we felt like all our ideas needed to come out at once, and we needed to make this like perfect thing that was like this big like like amalgamation of all our influences and everything we wanted out of music and like life. And like now I think, I don't know if it's just getting older, but we're more interested in just like getting a feeling, and it doesn't need to be polished, or it doesn't necessarily need to be like this intellectualized thing. It's like I think we're more just about like enjoying it and trying to make stuff that we really like, and like spend as much of our time as possible doing that together.
And once that changed, the process started changing with it.
The way we sort of work to some extent is like I will come up with a minute and a half of music, whether that's like a demo or something, or I'll do that with one of the other guys. I'll sit everyone down and like go on my laptop and like play them shit and just see which ones they respond to. And then if there's the ones that we're all like excited about, then we'll go and like in the rehearsal space and like play them together and kind of flesh them out, that sort of thing. Whereas before, we would like start to finish things on my laptop. Like we would just sit around a computer and just take turns playing stuff. Then we played a lot of shows, and now it feels like if you're in a band, it's like the cool part of that is you can play with other people. So you should like use that, like showcase the fact that you're like a bunch of people in a room who can play music. Like that feels cool now to me, more than it did before.
That also opened the door to a different way of recording.
We started working with this producer, Colin Stewart. It was our first time like going into a studio and like working with like a producer. And it's honestly been a really great experience because it feels like he has a really good vibe. But before, I was super against that. I felt like everything needed to be me and Oliver. But then now with Colin, he just really gets what we're doing and the things I'm going for. And we just like send albums and like memes to each other all the time. And then we go to his place, and he's been doing this for like 40 years as his full-time job. So there used to be things where me and Oliver would be like, oh, we want this, but we didn't know how to like make it. Whereas with Colin, like, I'll just like smoke a ton of weed and we'll be like hang out, and I'm just pacing around behind him, just being like, make it sound like this. And then he does it. And so that has been like really fun. Just that experience basically.
And from there, the newer material started taking on its own shape.
It was just a bunch of stuff that we were like playing live, to be honest. Like we sort of figured out the whole thing at shows. Pretty much all the songs, you would have this initial demo. I would bring it to them and we'd play it. And then at the time we were playing like 2 to 3 shows a month, at least, like just playing in Victoria and Vancouver, like over and over and over and over. So we sort of started using that as like a testing ground for new songs. I wouldn't even have lyrics sometimes. Like I would just kind of be like mumbling into the mic, just nonsense, and then just seeing sort of what worked, and then collecting stuff over a few years of just playing these different shows and listening to different things. And we spent like a year just kind of slowly working on it in the studio.
And once Nima starts describing it, you can hear how far they've pushed it.
I've been thinking about our music recently as like the 5 stages of grief. If it's like the first album is like denial, and then the White Trash EP is like anger, then this one's like bargaining. Like it kind of is about like trying to improve and like become a more full person, but also still kind of being stuck in your old ways. That transition and the feelings that you have in that transition is sort of like the themes I was dealing with. Yeah, it's exciting. It's the most proud I've ever been of something I've made. So
And if you're coming to Hillsboro for the first time, Nima already has a starting point for you.
I think out of the released songs, people should listen to Whoa. Yeah, I think that's probably like the one people should check out. If they just want like an overview, it's of like how it's like, okay, it's going to be like really loud but kind of pretty. Like that, yeah, gets the vibe, I think. That one started as just another demo on my laptop. I still use an old computer from 2016 with FL Studio on it to do all my demos. And so I made it on there. Then I went over to Oliver's house and was kind of playing him stuff. And he was like, "Oh, this is cool." Like it wasn't much there. It was just like the drum beat and like the big chord. So I just had the drum beat and like the big chord and the like weird like wobbly bass line thing, and we worked on it a bit, but then I kind of shelved it for like a year after that, and like just kind of was on other stuff, and then I had a really bad breakup. We had just sort of started like singing random melodies on it, but then this is kind of how I do all my lyrics these days. Like I will just sit down at like midnight and like stay up till 4 a.m. and just like go back and forth between playing guitar, piano for like a few minutes, and then like going and like watching a movie or doing something else to like cleanse my palate, and then like come back and like write for like 5 minutes. And so I think I was like just at the studio overnight and like just like pulled an all-nighter and just sort of like figured out what I wanted to say. I mean, it's really this in terms of what it's about. It's just like I was really, really depressed for 2 years, and that's sort of what the lyrics are about, I guess. Just what I was going through. That's one of the songs I like probably didn't think about as much. Like it was just very, it sort of just fell out. I guess. Yeah.
That's it for this episode with Nima from Hillsboro. I'm Eric Chan, and this is Inlet Wire, your direct line to BC artists.